thanks very much indeed. Let's look at the final table, and unfortunately it's third place for the Republic of Ireland, which isn't good enough to put us through after the 1-1 draw. As you can see, Switzerland confirming their place at Euro 2020, and they've won the group as well with an expected 6-1 win over Gibraltar in Gibraltar. But a lot of the crowd staying behind here at the Aviva Stadium as we look out over this famous ground. It wasn't to be. Disappointment for the Republic of Ireland, as Ronnie was saying, their best performance in the group, and we reckon that the Republic of Ireland, because of their ranking after the UEFA Nations League, they will be away for their semi-final, but who they will play will be confirmed on Friday. Liam, give me your instant reaction to what we've seen here.
Well, Ronnie said that was the best we played in the qualifying group. I think it's the best we've played for years, Dara.
Really?
To be quite honest, yeah. We were really good in possession of the ball. Our fight, our tenacity, our commitment was there for everyone to see. We really put it up to the Danes, and it was just one lapse in concentration for Matt Doherty, who was absolutely superb all evening. Crowned his performance with a goal, but one little lapse of concentration let in Braithwaite for their first goal, and for their goal, and we did everything. We threw the kitchen sink at them, but they're a big physical team. They handled it. We had a couple of skirmishes in and around the box, but for effort and for invention, I think that's the best we've played for years.
Richie, the best we've played for years?
Go along with everything that Liam said there. And I one thing, you can be disheartened and disappointed bitterly by the outcome, because we didn't get the thing we set out to do at the start of the campaign. The playoff spot was virtually guaranteed before a ball was kicked in this campaign because of the setup of the Nations League. But the performance, I said before this game that I didn't see a performance from this Ireland team yet which would give me reason to be confident that we'd win tonight. But that performance there is enough of a reason to think we'll go into the playoffs now with a bit of confidence, more than just optimism or for the sake of it. So many aspects were pleasing, and it was a type of football at times we haven't seen from Ireland before. Actually looked like they cared about keeping the ball, and they respected possession of the ball. They all wanted it. We do still lack quality up front. There isn't.
But it's been kind of that way for 10 years.
That's not a managerial. It's not something Mick McCarthy has created, and I don't think it's something he can solve, because he can only work with the players that are there. But big performance. They gave everything, but wasn't enough.
Yeah, the ground's starting to empty out now. You can see the players and Mick McCarthy going around just to thank the supporters, because again, it was spoken about beforehand about creating, the Danes don't want to leave, about creating a fantastic atmosphere, and that certainly was created here at the Aviva. And I suppose we are just going to get some reaction, we understand, from the Irish camp. The Danes, their celebrations have started. They had their Euro 2020 t-shirts printed already. Well, the Doherty goal gave the Republic of Ireland hope, having fallen behind after Martin Braithwaite scored at the 73rd minute, but the Republic of Ireland couldn't find the goal they needed. Switzerland got plenty of goals this evening in Gibraltar. They've won the group. That was Granit Xhaka scoring their 6th goal. They beat Gibraltar by 6-1. Itten, who made his debut and scored the all-important goal against Georgia at the weekend, got another goal for them. Here's confirmation of the table. How it finished: the Republic of Ireland beaten once. That was the defeat in Switzerland. But it's the Swiss who go through with 17 points, Denmark on 16, and unfortunately it is the playoffs for the Republic of Ireland. The likes of Slovakia, Wales, Bosnia in the mix for playoff opponents. The draw will be made on Friday. Didi, give me your assessment, because the general view here was that it's our best performance, as Liam said, our best performance for years.
Yeah, I have to agree. I don't think there's any doubt that this was by far the best performance in the whole qualifying campaign. I think the right-hand side with Doherty and Brown been excellent. Horan did well. Duffy, again, we know what he's capable of, but I don't buy into all this. This has been the best performance if we played like this in the 2 years or the 18 months before that, because if you look at the whole qualifying campaigns, they played 8 games, they scored 7 goals. They didn't get what they deserved tonight, but over the whole qualifying campaign, I don't think the team did enough to warrant a place in the finals. And they had their chances. They played very well tonight. There's no doubt about that. But if you go through the other 7 games. You know, the Georgia game at home, I think, was probably the best, apart from that tonight. And then you just have to say it's not been enough. And even though they did play well tonight, they didn't get the job done. And I think the worst thing they could do now is to say, well, actually, we're better than what people think or may think. Because then you go to Slovakia, or you go to Wales, or you go to wherever you go in March, maybe with a feeling, you know, whoever comes, we took Denmark apart. You know, we played well, we created chances. If it's enough for Denmark, we can do it against whoever we play in the playoffs. So I think it's a dangerous. I don't want to say a dangerous game, but I think it's a dangerous thing to think.
We played conviction tonight.
No, you did, but it's been
Not
1 in 8 games.
You did. It was we earlier on.
We did.
Don't run away from us when we need you the most.
No,
but it's
no,
been
but
1 in
you said about Switzerland away. If we had a play like that with that kind of
But they
conviction,
didn't.
no,
Liam,
I
they
know,
didn't.
no,
They didn't.
No, but,
you know, that's what we
but
did.
why not? And
we
there
need
is
to
that regret.
We need to go from here. We've got a platform now to qualify.
But I think
if we can play like that, repeat that performance over the next, hopefully, 2 games, we can make
But
it.
we've been sitting here and we've been seeing these performances, maybe not in this qualifying campaign, but in the ones before that, where there was the odd, you know, when they went to Wales, the odd performance.
Against Wales,
They were
never in the
battered, no.
game. We were battered.
I know.
Didi.
It's the result
but-
that stands out. Austria the
Exactly.
same in Vienna. I
Exactly.
know.
Didi's right. You can't sit here and say, while we were impressed with the performance and disappointed we didn't qualify, you can't sit here and say we deserved to qualify given what we've seen over the 8 games.
Well,
The thing is, you're
But
making- I don't-
we don't
I
need to
don't-
count scoring,
Had
of
we
course.
played like that in
Ah,
some
but-
of the earlier games,
Yeah.
we surely
But
have
there
more
are-
Yeah, you know,
points to be
every
finished.
team
That's easy
can
to
say
say.
that. Every team can say that. You can pick your best performance. Say, geez, if we only repeated our best performance in every
But why
single
do
game.
it on the final night?
That's
Why?
been the most difficult thing. Is like Switzerland 6 goals tonight.
Yeah.
Denmark 6 goals on Friday. We laboured against Gibraltar here. We beat them 1-0 away. Took an own goal. Was the goal that started it here. We look so limited going forward, and Enda said it in his interview there. The final ball let us down.
I think that's been too negative. I really do. I think we should build on this performance now and take what we've seen tonight, particularly how we played in possession of the ball, and take it forward now, and we can qualify.
I'd agree with that. I don't think it's negative to say that in previous
Well,
games we've been disappointed. I think that's just
Denmark
been,
and
that's the
Switzerland
truth.
scored 19 and 23 goals respectively. And yes, they did play well. Good teams find ways to win or to qualify, and average teams find ways not to. And over the 8 games, the team just didn't do enough to warrant the place. They on tonight's performance, they deserve to
Yeah, but
to get one of the first 2 places. Over the 8 games,
we
they
were
didn't.
thinking the worst before the game tonight, Didi, weren't we?
Yep.
We talked about how good the Danes can be and so forth, but we put it up to them. We really gave them a chasing in that second half.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for a slip of concentration by Matt Doherty, we probably could qualify by
Yeah,
now.
but on that note, they lost 2 key players in the first half, and they've been terrible. Now you can say Ireland made them look average tonight, but Denmark's been terrible. That's the worst I've seen them play.
Well, you could argue we're missing Coleman, Connolly.
I think Doherty
Richard
played
Keogh.
as well as Coleman hasn't played for the last 3 or 4 years. I think that was certainly an improvement to previous games. I think the right back position was a big part.
That's how we
of the
want to
improved
play.
performance.
That's how we want to play from now on.
Yeah. Let's have a look at Braithwaite's goal, Richie, and we'll see. Well, this was it was. I suppose there was a few minutes leading up to it. This was kind of coming, and then there was the lapse in defence. 73 minutes.
It's a real shame that Matt Doherty is the player who's culpable here, because as Liam said already, I thought he was really, really good. He was outstanding tonight. I don't think we missed Seamus Coleman at all. At no point in the game were we saying, you know, if only Seamus was out there. He was superb on the ball going forward. But here, look at him here. Duffy's a few yards behind him, and he just momentary lapse of concentration, lets Braithwaite drift off and doesn't go with him, doesn't try and obstruct his run, and in the end there wasn't a lot Randolph could have done, even as good a campaign as he's had. So it was the momentary, really costly lapse by Doherty there for that goal, but in an otherwise really impressive performance by him.
And his goal then, this gave us hope with 5 minutes to go, Liam.
Yeah, well, it's 2 full backs involved, and how often have we seen that? Not very often at all, you know. But this fella received the ball all day in tight situations. He can dribble, he puts a good ball in, goes to the far post, goes to Stevens, but then he gets himself in there. Look at that. You know, that's great full back play, and he finishes it well too. I think he's a tremendous player, and I've been kicking up that he shouldn't even be subbed when Coleman's fit. They should find a place for someone as composed as he is on the ball and as good as he is on the ball. They should find a place in the team for him. Mick should find a place in the team for him.
We've a whole host of Irish chances from the second half, which we're going to have a look at now just before we go for a commercial break. We're going to have a look at a whole run of Irish chances, and I suppose, look, the regret with these, gentlemen, there's, you know, they're on the way now, but that we just couldn't apply the finishing touch. There was one coming at Schmeichel that just kind of went. He didn't seem to know an awful lot about it. You'll just have a look here.
Yeah,
there's a rake of them.
Well, I think he did. He actually does react, but I think it's Clark and McLean just missing the cross by Howrah. It's a tremendous ball in, and they just miss it by inches. Any touch would have resulted in a goal, and Casper gets his hands up and makes a decent save here. Yeah, they probed, they threatened. Did they work the keeper enough? Probably not. But even these chances, these are half chances which Ireland didn't create in recent games. So it was a big improvement. This is probably the best chance of them all. I think McGoldrick will be very disappointed. Hits it onto his own shoulder. Again, last-ditch defending by Jorgensen, who's been an absolute rock at the back. So a lot of half chances. The keeper probably didn't get tested enough. Massive improvement to the games before, but unfortunately couldn't find a winner in the end. No,
another draw between Ireland and Denmark, but the draw is perfect for the Danes. They go through to Euro 2020. We'll have more chat, we'll have analysis to come. We're just reflecting and looking, Richie, at a few numbers, you know, some of the statistics, and you can make them kind of work in every way. But in the past, we've kind of criticised the Irish team for, I remember Serbia away, there was like 90 successful passes. The Irish team outpassed Denmark tonight. They had more of the ball, more scoring attempts, 15-3, something like that. Now, I know you can argue about how many hit the target, but is this a template now for Ireland
certainly
going forward?
Of all the games we've watched Ireland play in this campaign, this is the one that you'd look at and say those are signs that we could go into the playoffs with reason to believe that we can beat teams. Before tonight, you could give a case that we can keep clean sheets. It would be difficult to break down, but you couldn't see us causing trouble too often. Tonight was the best we've seen. We're ending the campaign on a high, so it would be great if that continued. Mick has a choice to make it right back. If everyone's fit, if Seamus is fit, that's a nice headache.
Or retry the right midfield thing for Doherty again.
There's a lot, but tonight you said that there was better use of the ball, which was the thing we said before the game, which has been most disappointing throughout the campaign.
Glenn Whelan played very well again tonight. You know, he really played well. He passed the ball well. He got his tackles in. You know, for a guy who's getting on in age and things like that, I thought he was very, very good.